Welcome back.
I thought it was, and we're back.
Here we are. Another glorious episode.
He's writing
Stormwater Creek.
Sounds like he's reading a grocery store smut novel for Audible.
Barry was down aisle 1. Susan was on aisle 2.
I mean, the ones you see in like the checkout line.
But they
are
didn't
used
even
to
know that
at
their
Walmart.
dreams and realities were about to come crashing together.
Oh my God, Barry, what are you doing here?
And we're done with that.
What if this entire podcast is just a dramatic reading
It's
of...
you and me making
Yeah,
up a
just-
story while they're trying to have a conversation. Who do we have here today, Abe? Come on.
we have Joel Smith, the great Joel Smith. You're a repeat offender, yeah?
Always a pleasure, yeah.
He's an elk killer, duck killer, redfish
He's
slayer.
just this death dealer,
Exactly.
as you saw on our social media account from today if you were following us. Well, first, thanks for the whitetail Philly cheesesteak.
Mm-hmm.
I think Max is trying to eat me.
His tick, because once he gets started licking,
I know.
we're good.
It's okay. You know, I love that. But Joel, thanks for joining us.
Some of the shit you say is just weird.
I got distracted.
So you just say things?
Yeah, words, loud noises.
Joel, this is just the fluffer period of the podcast. We're letting him get it out of his system, and then
Then we'll restart.
It's funny, because I've asked Sean when he's been around, and you're not, like, do you see how he acts around us? Does he act this way all the time? And he's like, nah, man. When he's around just me, he's way more normal.
Yeah,
So what's
of
the
course.
problem, Abe?
I can be myself in front of you.
or you can be yourself in front of
Everyone.
Sean.
No. Not many people can handle that.
Why?
Because I am wheels off. Except I'm on a podcast that people listen to, so I don't know. Cat's out of the bag, maybe. Right?
I
So
swear you move that mic one
So
more time.
here's the deal. That's the first movement. I'm gonna start. We're gonna do a tally.
and whoever can guess how many times I move by the end of the podcast.
You're moving now.
gets
You
it.
just scratched your ear and knocked your headset off. Jesus Christ.
I'm at 4.
4. Okay. Joel's keeping a good tally. He's got a good view of that.
Straight on.
Straight on view.
You should have worn your skirt.
I should have worn a skirt.
Give him a little show.
In the whole...
He wants to see your vagina.
What's that movie?
Basic Instinct.
There you go. Good job. Good job. So you've just been absolutely murdering redfish, it seems like, lately. What's your secret?
Well, let me tell you this. I saltwater fished. I mean, really, like I did some flounder gigging with my granddad when I was like 9, down in Rockport and Aransas Pass. And then I went basically until about 10 years ago and didn't do any saltwater fishing at all. And a buddy of mine had an extra kayak, and so I went out with him and basically got skunked every time for like 8 years.
I feel that.
So, I'd catch a little rat red here and there or whatever. And then someone gave me a kayak about, I don't know, 2 years ago. I bought my own rod and reel, started amassing some of my own stuff and learning, some knots and here and there. And I stopped getting skunked every time, but still, not by any means a good fisherman. And last year, I joined Salt Strong,
Okay.
which is like a fishing club deal. And I basically soaked up every ounce of content they have in terms of like their fishing courses and whatever. And it changed my entire ability to go out and catch fish.
Huh.
Just like lure presentation, types of lures, like the having an understanding of like the weight of my hooks and jig heads based on the depth of the water that I was fishing. I mean, it like totally like dialed in the science of how to catch some fish.
Okay.
And I mean, it has totally changed the outcome for me. Like I don't get skunked anymore. I don't always have like a banner day, but I don't ever get skunked anymore. Like if there's some fish in the water, I can find them.
And you're fly fishing, or you're
No.
doing conventional?
conventional.
Okay,
So
perfect. Yeah.
I
Now we're
have a bunch
talking.
of I have a bunch of spinning reels, and I just got my first bait caster because I wanted to give that a try, and that's a nightmare.
You'll get it
At
down.
first it
Yeah.
is.
I back when I think it was around Austin's wedding is when I got my first one, and I was like super scared to try one, and now I've got it down. It's like okay,
Same way.
It's not that difficult. I mean, you're gonna crow's nest here and there, but I mean, yeah, once you kind of get it down and you know what to do with your thumb and like you're adjusting the magnets and stuff.
I'd
like,
say initially tighten that magnetic drag down further than you think, because that'll keep that nest from happening as much.
Sure.
Then as you kind of dial it in, you can back it off a little bit until you can
Yeah.
whip that thing. But tighter's better, because beginning of the season when I haven't been fishing with
Always.
mine, I tighten it down
sure.
and just
I finally this past weekend was the first time where I got it sort of the brake and the whatever the other deal sort of adjusted to the
Yeah.
point that I could like throw it out there and not have it bird nest immediately, and also get it more than about 4 feet past the front of the boat.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So,
Oh, that's the way it goes. Jordan let me borrow one of his bait casters a few years ago, and I learned with it, and now I much prefer them. Like, once you get used to it, they're awesome. Granted, I still like my spinning
Sure,
reels,
yeah.
but I enjoy my bait caster a lot.
I mean, we haven't done too much coastal fishing, and I think you said you've got some spinning rods. That's primarily what I would use down at the coast if we're doing any kind of saltwater fishing. Like, I've never really thought to take a bait caster down there to try to do anything. But as far as like
Don't be scared.
kayaking around, we haven't really done much, and
No.
personally haven't really done
Yeah.
much. I'd like to. I got that new kayak now. It'd be cool to do some shit down there.
We shall.
how many people have kayaks?
All of us.
All of us. Yeah.
Dude, y'all have got to come down here and go fishing with me.
Sold.
Done.
Okay.
We can throw them all on flatbed and drag them down there in one fell swoop. Done.
And,
Yeah,
and
we'll get on some fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say this on every podcast. We talk to fishing people. I've never caught a redfish. I've been out for them. I've caught yeah, exactly. I've caught a pile of trout. Caught black drum. Caught sheep's head. Have never caught a red. Like, just can't manage it. I was in fishing for a work tournament a couple years ago and had a monster one hook up on basically what was the last cast of the day before we went in. Big giant one. Saw it like, oh my gosh, here goes. A line snapped. I chucked the rod in the boat and said, we're done here. y'all make a couple more casts? I'm done.
I'm finished. Take me home.
Yeah.
I can find the redfish, and if there is a flounder anywhere in the vicinity, I can catch those. But if
They're
I catch
tough,
a
I
trout,
hear.
it's on accident. It's a complete accident. I can't catch a trout to save my life unless I'm doing night fishing.
Yeah.
Dude, we should just go spend a couple days with you and do both. Because trout's
Yeah,
delicious and night fishing's cool.
Night fishing is almost my favorite thing to do.
'Cause the heat or
you can,
what?
like, sight cast at them.
Huh.
What's that?
Is that because of the heat? But
Did you
Yeah,
say?
I mean, especially in the summer,
Sure.
it's like, by 11 o'clock on the coast, you're cooking
yeah.
Yeah.
on that kayak, and the fish are not really. It's like
There's nothing out. Yeah.
they don't want to eat anything either.
Did
so.
you say sight casting at night?
Yeah,
You got lights.
Yeah.
because you can, you're just like going up and down those residential canals, and they got underwater lights every
Got
30
you.
feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Pro
Like
tip.
when we
you
were
can
down in
see-
Rockport.
You can see the fish swirling around in there, and I mean, when the bite's on, you can see like the big redfish and the big trout like chasing after the bait and smashing them on the top of the water. And so you can just throw it right past the light and just drag whatever lure you're using back to that light, and they'll just hammer it. It's so
Done.
much fun.
Deal.
I'm into it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally into that.
Said I got to get
I'm
my
actually going tomorrow night to do some to a new spot down on the south end of West Bay.
Okay.
So you live in Houston, obviously. How far is it to where you generally fish? Obviously, I'm not trying to spot bust, but
Like an hour, a little over an
It's
hour.
not bad.
I do a lot of fishing on the inshore side,
Mhm.
like east of Freeport.
Okay.
All those bays up and down there, and the marshes, all to the north of the bays. I do a lot of fishing there. Occasionally, I will go down as far as like Sargent. I haven't been to Matagorda, like East Matagorda, since the freeze.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because it's like every report you hear from down there is that it's just awful.
Yeah.
And especially in the winter, the water gets so low there that with a pedal kayak like mine, it's super annoying too.
Just hit the
That makes
bottom and you're
sense.
like, oh god, pull
Yeah.
that thing up.
So unless I got a ultralight 10-foot like push pole that I bought at Austin Canoe and Kayak, and so if it's shallow enough and there's not very much wind, I can like stand up and pull around with that. But otherwise, I need at least like a foot of water for my pedals to work.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Pedals kayaks are
I was
cool.
gonna say I saw
Yeah, you're
your.
gonna be zooming around us.
Yeah, we have just the arm paddles.
Well, listen, the hand me down that I was given to start with was like a
It was
12
a
and a
sea.
half foot like hybrid stand up paddleboard kayak.
Okay.
And it said that the weight limit was like 200 pounds, and I'm about 195, and the ass end was like underwater.
That's fun.
And so it was what you would call a wet ride.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was not much
Abe
fun.
knows about that.
Oh, yeah.
He knows about a wet ride, don't you, boy?
Doesn't your kayak leak?
You seen that
No.
hair? You seen that hair he's
You
got?
did on the Brazos.
I mean, like just like normal
Those
kind of.
those
normal?
Ascends take on water a
Yeah,
lot, though.
like I was.
Why?
I don't know. Like when we went
Mine doesn't take
went
on a
Rowlett
drop.
Creek, we had like so much water. When we went down, when I did Rio Frio, someone had like those pool like suction water gun things that we were using to like bail water out of our kayaks. Like that thing just took on water.
Yeah, I mean, mine's.
That's weird.
I've gotten to where like I've sealed all the like at the end of the kayak where there's like a drain
With-
plug. With-
Silicone?
Yeah,
That doesn't hold.
well, marine silicone. 52.
The 200?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So,
Marine
You should plastic weld it.
plastic.
well, I mean, there's not a
weld.
crack or anything. It's just around the edge of where that
It leaks, but there's not a crack. So it's magic.
water comes from somewhere, man.
Osmosis.
Exactly.
Osmosis.
See what I deal with, Joel?
No, the files
there's definitely
are
not a
in the
hole.
computer.
Water just comes in somehow.
No,
But there's definitely not a hole.
it's just
No, I get what he's saying, man. It's
just
just
a
it
leak.
appears, you know.
it's a
like-
leak around that that drain plug that's back there. And so what I did is
So
I just
like
52.
the rubber seal has gone bad, or the
Well, I put a new
O-ring.
one. I took the old after the Brazos. I took the old one out and put a new one in, and 5200 around that one.
Okay.
Listen, you don't have to lie. You didn't use 5200.
I
You
did.
used like some clear, shitty like silicone. I bet
No, 100% the white stuff.
the white stuff,
The white stuff.
the right stuff.
No, like what's his name said?
Like what's his
Weird
name
Al.
said? Weird Al.
The white stuff.
Oh. This.
So
Anywho, talking to other people, aren't flounder pretty tough to catch? Are you just good at it, or is it just there's not as many? Or not hardly.
I think that I just developed a technique for being good at it, I guess, because nobody else that I fish with is like, I mean, they all say they catch them by accident.
Yeah. Everything I
And
hear.
so I don't know where I picked it up, but there was somebody, I don't know if it was a podcast or a YouTube video, but somebody was talking about, it's like when you throw the lure out there and they hit it, you get this, it's not like a redfish or a trout where they will just smash it.
Mhm.
A flounder will like grab it. And so you get this like tap on your line. And so, I mean, basically what I do is I just start, if I get that little tap where I know it's a flounder, I will just start reeling real slow and keep tension on that line, and eventually then they'll swallow it. So they just set the hook on themselves, and that
Yeah.
works almost every time.
60%.
I've had some doormats get to the kayak and realize that life was almost over and spit the hook and take off, but
Yeah.
for the most part,
Have you caught
Just
any?
keep it-
that'd be
just
pretty
keeping that
tight, man.
tension on the line
I'd
and
be
then
interested
let them eat
to
it.
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, redfish for sure. I think is on all of our lists. So you caught that one when we went down, and he was terrified. He didn't know what to do with it or how to hold it, and then he dropped it because he got scared of it.
Same with sand bass.
Sand bass, yeah, he's terrified of sand bass.
Don't. It's so icky.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, he yelled at us. I'm not scared.
You're
I hate
scared.
you guys.
You guys are the worst.
No, we should get down there, man. We talking about it. I want to get, how Stella got her groove back, dude. I'm trying to get my fishing mojo back.
All right.
This week, dude.
That's
I think
what's up.
Tuesday got out. from work, and it was like, oh my god, it feels great. Like this is some good fishing weather. It's like, man, we figure out a chance. We're going to Mexico next week. We need to find when we go do some sand bass fishing.
Yes.
After work next week, or when we get back.
Yeah,
When we
after
get
work
back.
next week's busy.
Yeah. I got
Agreed.
a lot going on in 2 days. Trying to square things away.
Quit your job. Be a man.
I wish.
No, we saw how you turned out, man.
Yeah. Hell no. I don't, want you
that
fucking
evil in
my life.
What do you mean how I turned out? I'm awesome.
Look at you.
You're wearing cargo shorts,
Yeah.
man.
Jesus Christ, Dad.
You had your sunglasses on your head the whole time you cooked dinner outside.
I've been outside all day, basically.
Ooh, look at me.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, look at me. I'm not the one staring at me.
How was duck season, Joel?
Duck season was great.
I don't want to hear about it.
You're the
Yeah,
only
don't tell me
person
about
we've
it.
talked to that said that.
I don't want to hear about it. Tell me about it.
Y'all got the spot. And as you and I were texting, I busted up my hand, and so just getting down there didn't ever get into my schedule. But next year, I'm there.
Austin would
Totally.
update us on y'all's hunts down there as we're up here not doing shit with our lives.
Yeah. While we're
Jared
sitting
and
in
I
the
quit.
mud.
Yeah, I think
Just-
for real, big duck season, I think I did 2 hunts. And one was by myself.
I didn't hunt as much this year as I did last year. I think I did like 40 days last year.
Jesus.
Between teal season and I was hunting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like baby was on the way, so it was like life is almost over with, or at least life as I know it is almost over
Fair
with.
enough.
So I mean, there was times where I would do like 3 and 4 days of public land hunting in a row, which is
A whip.
quite a grind.
Oh,
Wake up at 1:32 and be at the spot at 4, and
Yeah.
sometimes we're sleeping in the truck to make sure we get the spot for the first come first serve places.
There's never a night when you involve sleeping in the truck that it's a decent night of sleep.
No, never.
Not even if you're like, okay, I'm going to use the like truck mattress. It's not a good night's sleep. You can
no.
sleep, quote,
Totally.
sleep, but
I did that at my buddy Zach's lease. His spot was out in West Texas, and I got out to the lease super late, and I didn't want to bust into someone's cabin late because it's like, all right, cool. I don't know how much they've been drinking tonight. I want to bust in late as shit, and like someone pulls out a gun. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna sleep in my car. And this one I had the Camry, so I slept in the back seat of the Camry.
oh my God, like with
Gosh.
with your feet on the windows.
I just curled up, and then
God,
the next
my
morning
back
Zach made
hurts
fun of
thinking
me.
about that.
you'd be surprised how roomy it is.
Yeah.
This is where Michael sleeps.
No, he can stretch out.
Yeah.
Obviously,
There's no stretching out for me.
no. Oh no, I mean, you would need a full size 18-wheeler for you. Stretch out.
Was he like as tall as Yao Ming or something?
Yeah, he's like Yao Ming.
Shaq tall?
Just shorter than Shaq.
Just shorter than
Yeah,
Shaq.
but
He's
like-
pretty tall, dude.
Water got in there, but there's definitely not a hole.
We're still on this, huh?
We're still in this. Don't look at me. You said it.
Don't look at him. He's not going to help you.
Oh my God.
Joel,
So-
did you elk hunt this year? I forget.
I was gonna
Yeah.
keep talking about his ducks,
Yeah.
man.
Well, then let's finish ducks.
I want to talk about elks now. Just move right along. Fucking
We-
Mrs.
we-
Doubtfire
I think
over here,
that,
Jesus.
I stopped tracking it, but I think that we still shot over 300 birds as a group for the season.
Anything like any wall hangers? Anything good? Like
Oh, yeah.
species
Oh, yeah.
wise?
I shot, so I'll say we, because there's probably 2.5 people's pellets that went into this
No,
hybrid.
man,
That I
if
shot.
you got the bird, you shot it. I don't give a shit.
But I got the bird, and I'm the one mounting it.
There you
go. We shot a widgeon gadwall hybrid,
Oh wow.
which is, I think I sent Austin pictures of it.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
It is, it's unbelievable how cool this bird is. Because it's got like,
Super cool.
it looks almost like a storm widgeon
Mhm.
with the white all over the neck and the head.
Mm-hmm.
But that strip on a American widgeon that should be that green,
Mm-hmm.
it's at the right angle. You get that like bright green, but as you change angles, it turns bright purple.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I think
It is.
I'll show you pictures.
It's such a cool bird.
We'll have to
Um,
for anybody listening to this podcast.
post it.
We'll post that picture so you guys can see it whenever we release this episode.
Yeah.
because this thing sounds awesome.
It is.
It's
Hybrids
a
of any
sweet
kind,
bird.
dude.
So
Did y'all shoot anything?
Yeah.
we shot some marsh mallards that were lost. You know,
Oh yeah.
they're like all right on the coast.
Abe was in Galveston last week and saw mallards, which was surprising.
They are stacked up in those residential neighborhoods.
That's exactly where I saw him too. I was like,
Yeah.
"Good Lord, look at all this!" I mean,
That's weird.
mallards, spoonbills.
There's a marsh out there that it's sort of a gray area, and from the standpoint of the game warden. But if you went out there early enough during duck season, you could shoot you a limit of mallards.
Yeah.
Granted, they're park ducks, but they do live in the marsh part of the time.
Ducks be ducks.
Ducks beat ducks.
They're then them white trash ducks.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They got mullets like Abe's.
Did y'all
Yes.
see anything else interesting this year? No.
I mean,
Same usual coast mixed
Bluebills,
bag.
teal.
Yeah, it was lot of gadwall, pintail.
Ruddies.
What I'll tell you was weird is that all the way to the end of the season, it was like finally teal season showed up. Our teal season was not great.
So weird.
Ours
I
was
think
banging.
opening day of teal, we shot a 3-man limit in like 50 minutes, like just under an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, I mean, I know some people that did well and, for the other weekends, but for me, that was like, I didn't have another good teal hunt. We didn't get skunked, but it's like, but by like mid-January, early to mid-January, we were covered up in green-winged teal and blue-winged teal,
That's when they showed up.
which was
It's just,
very strange.
I mean,
I crushed it.
you
during
guys,
teal
you guys
season.
obviously saw and shot a lot of birds down there. I feel like we were just like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, and maybe not because just of the volume you guys, ended up harvesting. But did y'all notice any kind of like? I feel like birds this year were like the ones that we did see were just kind of like, fuck you guys, like just not
Yeah.
interested at all. Like, did y'all notice? Did you notice any kind of like odd behaviors with the migration this year? Like as far as them trying to decoy
there
and shit?
was definitely periods of time, especially those sort of like gaps in between the cold spells up north where
Sure.
we'd get some like fresh birds down. Yeah, they got super shy. So I mean, you'd have like 1,000 gadwall flying around the marsh, and you couldn't get any of them to come in.
That sounds right.
Yep.
It sounds like duck
Opening
hunting, yeah.
opening day up here. Jordan and I went and scouted. I'd done some scouting days
Oh my
prior,
God.
and we left a hole that had 50 plus mallards in it and more coming. And we're like, that's the spot. Next day, we shot 3 birds between 6 of us. We
Like-
couldn't. Nothing would decoy. Like, wouldn't take a second look at us.
Nope.
I mean, we cut so much brush.
Oh, we were
and
like brushed in.
We were
good.
brushed in hard.
Because we figured it out during teal season, and like we thought we'd been doing really good with cover, but it's like, no, dude, like we're gonna like feel like as soon as we think we're done, do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I mean we were blind, like our blinds were fucking on
All
point.
season, and they wanted nothing to do with it. Teal season was great.
Yeah.
For you.
I had a good teal season.
I mean, I saw a lot of birds. It was cool.
Huh?
I saw a lot of birds. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I shot.
I saw you shoot
4
a bunch of
limits,
birds.
yeah.
That was cool.
So I don't know, but then and so that gave me all kinds of high hopes for big duck season.
Sure.
No go.
Let down.
Oh well.
It happens. Did you shoot anything with a band on it?
No,
No.
I've never even been in a hunt where a band was shot.
Yeah.
Hey, at least that makes
This is-
me feel a little better.
People talk
selfishly.
about these bands. I don't know what these are. I feel like it's bullshit.
Photoshop.
Yeah. What is this? Not. Oh, this one's banded. No, it's not. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no, I've never.
Birds aren't
even
real.
been in a hunt where someone shot
Birds aren't real.
a banded duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someday.
I've
One of these days.
been with a guy who shot a banded dove on his first dove hunt.
Okay.
Like bought a shotgun on the drive down.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, me neither. He's like, it's got this
It's
thing
because
on
it's
its
not,
leg.
Joel. It's not a thing. Like I said,
Not with ducks.
banded things are stupid and lies.
He shot a parakeet.
No, it was a dove. I saw it. I was with him.
It was a mockingbird.
It was definitely
That's
like a
crime
scissor
in
tail.
Texas. It was a Tweety bird. What was it? What was the hand
I watched
gesture?
a buddy of mine smoke a sparrow on his first dove hunt. He was like, I did it. I'm like, no, you didn't.
I did. I think my first dove hunt, I was with Nate Wilson and all the guys down at Wes's, and we're like shooting at birds, and we stopped shooting. We hear him yelling. He's like, "Those aren't doves." Like, oh, sorry.
Oops.
I'm new here.
I don't
My
know
bad.
what I'm doing.
I just thought it was shot it if it's flew.
If it flies, it dies.
If it
you
flies,
know?
it
Only
does.
doves right now. They
Yeah.
turn the rest of them off.
I thought
Yeah.
so. Like apparently not.
The CIA or something.
birds aren't
right?
real.
Or is it the FBI? The Pentagon.
The government.
The government. Birds are just
all you
a.
got to say is the government, because
the
that's
government
all-encompassing
has-
conspiracy theory.
That's what birds are, right?
government.
They're the listening device
Who in the government? The government, man.
for the American people, right? Mm-hmm. Changed my mind.
Where did that come from?
Birds aren't
like-
real thing?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Like
was it Reddit?
Probably.
Did that- it had to
Everything
come
is
from
stupid.
Reddit,
It's come
right?
from
I
Reddit,
think
it
so.
yeah.
seems like a Reddit thing.
Seems like a Reddit thing.
Yeah.
Birds aren't real.
That's the tattoo we're gonna make Abe get on him next.
I thought I was gonna get a cheeseburger on
No,
my
you were
throat.
going to get a McDonald's M behind
We're
your
gonna
ear
get the
like
golden
a girl.
arches behind your ear.
What was the
100%.
what was the winning tattoo this year?
It was a
or
possum.
something?
Possum. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all got possum.
Terrible.
I voted for the possum.
Yeah.
It was the good one.
The possum won.
I like the other one
yeah.
better.
The raccoon.
Mine looks terrible, and it's super scarred. Thank you, Abe.
Because you let an idiot tattoo you. I mean,
Abe
when he
got to
looked
hold
over,
the tattoo
when he
gun.
looked over at me and he was
No
like,
one's ever held a
"You wa-
tattoo gun."
You want to do this?"
Machine.
And I was like, "You
I'm
want
sorry. That's on
me
me.
You know
to
better.
tattoo
I hate
you?"
that.
I was like, "Oh my god, what are you high?"
I was just letting my friends have fun too, you know.
I mean,
This guy's like a fiend for it. He's like, okay.
Who?
You
just
I
like
like
to-
doing it. I
he was
want to
tattooed
do
inflicting
good.
pain on people. You're just like, let's see if I can get my hand inside your leg while I tattoo you.
It's because he's still mad that his wife left him, and he's got to dress like an old grandma to see his kids.
We should make a
And
movie.
fucking Pierce Brosnan stole his wife.
It's okay.
Then you tried to kill him.
What was it, a lemon?
doing?
What did
I buy fruiting.
No, you tried to buy. You
Drive-by
got him
fruiting,
shrimp.
he gets
Yeah.
it.
Did she? Yeah, she put shrimp in his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Fucking 007, man.
Exactly.
They should make a movie with the show The Overlap. What? We should make a movie.
Lethal Weapon 5, or what was it on Sunny? Oh, God. Anyways.
Jesus.
So,
We're
it's
wheels
great to
off.
hear that your duck season was awesome,
Yeah.
Joel. Really, really happy for you, man.
Y'all are welcome anytime. Anytime.
Next year I'm there.
Austin doesn't make it sound like that anytime. He always says, my friend, I've been invited. I
That's
can go
not
down."
true at all.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
That's
It's
all I've
not.
ever heard, yeah.
It's not.
It's like, yeah, my friend Joel said this about hunting down here.
Yeah.
Just get it out
Some
your
of the
system.
spots are more limited on space than others, but we will find a place for everyone to go hunt and shoot some birds for sure.
We just put Abe in front of the TV with a Nintendo
Or sports.
or sports.
He's got his phone open right
legit.
now
His-
with basketball
yeah,
going.
he's watching-
which makes me actually angry.
He's watching March Madness right now on his phone during
and
the
he's just
podcast.
knocked his headset off again.
because he's a gambler, and that's what movement number 50 now.
77.
What was that?
He's a degenerate gambling.
Look, I got money on
addict-
Indiana, okay?
addict.
I got money on Indiana, man. I'm gonna win. My luck's about to turn around.
Told Tracy, that second mortgage, I'm totally paying it off right now. After this game, that second mortgage.
Jesus Christ.
So 2 years ago, I quit just because I sort of like hadn't really paid attention. I quit fantasy football, and previously I've been like an addict when it
Yeah.
comes to fantasy football, like minimum 2 leagues, but usually 3 or 4. And I quit because I hadn't really paid attention, and the whole like pandemic thing, I didn't really care.
Yeah.
And I realized after I quit playing fantasy football that I don't actually give a shit about sports at all, not even a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yep.
And I have not spent hardly any time since then watching any sporting event.
I'm like, Abe's super into all sorts of sports, and
But are you for the gambling or for the sports?
I think he's actually into the
I'm into
sports.
this. For college basketball, I am strictly into it because A, it's entertaining to watch,
He's just trying to hit a lick, bro.
and it's gambling. I put
okay, it's
He's
just
moving
straight up
his, and
gambling.
he's moving his mic again.
yeah. So what?
Dude, are we gonna have to I'm gonna go get my.
We talked
ratchet
about this
straps out of the
earlier
truck.
And
that
it's
I
moving
100% can move it and it didn't make a noise. We tested it.
Yeah, but you don't need to move.
I
I have
do-
not
I
touched
do.
this at all.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
Okay, I've got the ADD.
I've got the ADD.
Okay, I've got restless leg syndrome. Okay, you don't know what it's like. Walk a
Actually,
mile in
definitely
my
dumb.
shoes.
That's what ADD means for you. Actually, definitely dumb.
Sound like a pregnant woman.
I am. 100%.
Look at him.
My wife constantly tells me when I show her this
After I finish,
that she's just like, you just look like a pregnant woman. You're like skinny everywhere except your stomach. I'm like a pregnant woman. I get it. It makes a lot of sense.
Well,
You know?
and you got a bad attitude.
And I eat and I've got a bad attitude.
Babe, but I really want McDonald's tonight. We have a kitchen. I don't give a shit.
Kitchen.
I told you should have taken the kitchen out of your house.
100%. Just put in a TV wall.
What's the last thing you cooked? Tell Joel what's the last thing you cooked that you
I
killed.
cooked. That I killed?
And
That
they
you
just
killed.
remodeled their kitchen 2 years ago.
Yeah, right
Kitchen's
at the
great.
pandemic.
It's awesome.
Right at it's a great kitchen. He's cooked in it 3 times.
No, I've cooked in it way
5.
more
I'm
than
sorry,
that.
5.
What's the last thing you cooked that you harvested that you killed?
Elk shanks.
No,
a year and a half ago.
And this, I'm not talking about the fish fry because basically he brought all over the fish.
Actually, I supplied quite a majority of that fish.
Okay, that one doesn't count though.
That doesn't count. I made
When you cook yourself your own meal at home.
elk
for a dinner.
spaghetti.
Elk spaghetti. So ground elk and spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also made elk tacos, and I made some whitetail tacos as well.
And this is like I'm talking about like cook some shit, bro.
I mean,
You made that ossobuco, remember? Like what the
That
fuck,
would be
man?
the last intensive thing that I made.
That was
The
that
first-
was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
They Uber Eats twice a day. Every day.
Solid.
Not twice a day.
That's not true.
Some days it's twice a day.
Most days.
Not most days.
So you only eat once a day, like Austin only eats once a day.
That's
why he's laughing, 'cause
Most
he
times we do eat like very minimal. Like Tracy will have some bone broth for lunch. I'll have like a little can of soup, which we already know your take on soup, and I didn't want to bring it up because I figured like you commit like genocide against me.
He's
fucking soup eater.
He's made soup before.
He hates soup.
He made the chowder.
That's chowder.
Chowder is not soup.
It's a
I think soup's dumb.
Yeah.
it's a
but-
soup.
So,
It's not. Not if it's made right.
but then
I like chowder
then we,
stews,
Flavored
chilies.
water.
Exactly.
It's
I guess
word
I get
for
it.
word
I
what
will
he
not
said.
eat it. My wife would be like, "I want soup for dinner." Like, that's cool. Go hit the Keurig button and don't put a cup in it. Just that. It's the same thing. It's hot water.
I mean,
I just don't get it. And to each their own. Soup for dinner. Nah, I had a glass of water when I got home from work. I'm square. Like, I don't get it.
What's this guy's deal?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm an old hello. I'm an old
mean,
Mrs.
I-
Doubtfire definitely made some soups.
I would think, yeah.
or
no
she
doubt.
actually ordered it from that fancy restaurant because she burned
called
her
Uber
boobs.
Eats.
How many
Yeah.
times do you
That
have
restaurant has everything.
How many times do you have cereal for dinner? When you do that 3 times a week, you're officially old.
I can't tell you the last time I bought cereal.
That's true. Yeah, it's been a while, and I love cereal. We
Uh,
talk about
Cinnamon
it all
Toast
the time.
Crunch is the jam.
Dude,
Golden
cinnamon,
grams are super tight.
I feel like we should talk about the fact that Cinnamon Toast Crunch has become so much more than a cereal.
All the other stuff's garbage.
Is it?
Here
those
we
little
go.
those little Cinnamon Toast Crunch bars.
Welcome to the rabbit trail, Joel.
Garbage.
Try to keep up.
But like they have like you can like
So, like Austin was
Coat
saying,
things
did you
in.
get to do any elk hunting?
Yeah, thank
we'll
you,
get to
Jared.
your elk hunting in a
No.
second.
I want to talk about Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
Hey,
guys. Lay
drop
off
it.
me, I'm starving.
My bad. My bad.
Drop it.
Lay off me. I'm starving.
Oh, God.
All right, I guess we can talk about elk.
Oh, my God.
Look, the fans are going to want Cinnamon Toast Crunch talk. I'm telling you, it will be the most emailed
You know what they
topic.
really want to hear?
Me not on this
Joel,
podcast?
you ever seen really a stand-up, probably one of the top 10 films ever made called Twister?
Yes, I have.
Top 10 films ever made.
And your opinion of this
It's-
film?
Come on, Max.
It's one that if I turn to the channel and it's on, I'll stop.
That's saying a lot.
That's
That is saying a lot.
Is it?
high cotton. High praise.
Austin Brown's too good for Twister.
I'm
Never
not. I don't.
seen it.
Never seen it.
I've seen it.
I tried to make him watch it at my bachelor party, and they put John Wick on, which is still a good movie, but I'm like, dude, fucking Twister.
100% should
It's
have watched
fine.
Twister. It's fine. Are you kidding me? It's got fucking Helen Hunt. How
You
dare
didn't-
you?
Okay, you cared less about this before you knew how much Jared cared about it.
No, I saw Twister in the
Dude,
movie.
Joel, he's
in
trying
the
to be
movie
cool
theater
in front of
4
his
times.
new friend.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, dude.
He's your friend, right? That's what you tell us.
Who?
Joel, don't talk to my friend from
I'm
fucking
talking about
Houston.
you want to be cool with Jared.
I know.
He is cool with
course.
me. He,
Yeah.
him
Because
and his
he
wife
like-
came over to the house the other
Yeah,
weekend.
exactly.
I don't care.
Oh,
He
that's
did. Remember
We'll
the
talk
first
about this when we're done here.
the first time we went out to dinner? He got so butthurt because we didn't invite him. He got so mad.
I didn't at all.
He sure did.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Oh, you guys are going out to eat."
Oh, guess
Okay,
well, guess
cool.
my invite got lost.
Yeah. So, anyways,
This is what our podcast has devolved into.
we'll
just-
talk about Twister later. So duck season's over, obviously. You're probably, I'm assuming, getting back out, doing some more fishing. He's talking about your fishing. The elk hunt, Austin was asking, I mean, I'm saying this year, it's already March now.
Yeah.
So did you do anything last year
You
with
went to
elk?
Utah again, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I went to Utah again.
Yeah. How did it-
And I did not punch my tag, although I did have. It was a weird trip. We were there for 7 days, and 2 full days we lost to like monsoon rain and like hail.
Ugh.
Which I've been there 2 years before that, and it was like bone dry the whole time. So very strange.
Hail in the backcountry is the worst.
But I because of a blunder, I didn't punch my tag. I was sort of walking down a ridge, and I was down in the bottom, and I could hear some like elky sounds down in the like thick brush. And so I was like ranging trees as I'm walking, making sure that I have the right yardage in case something pops out. And sure enough, big cow elk pops out and stops at a tree that I just ranged. So I know she's 30 yards. She just stops and is standing there looking around. And I'm like, it's go time. So I go to pull my bow back, and I realize that my release is in my pocket.
Oh.
And I don't know how I left camp without it on my wrist, but I did. And so then I'm like, well, shit. Now I got to either just draw and hope she doesn't like, spook, or then she looks at me. So then it's over. You know, it's like
Yeah. Dead
she's
deal
frozen.
here.
I'm frozen. She's trying to figure out what's going on. And like 90% of the time, I have a call in my mouth, and I would have just hit her with a cow call because I was standing sort of like behind a tree, so she couldn't completely see me. And I thought maybe that would give me enough time to like get into my pocket and get the release out, but it's like a comedy of errors because I don't have my release on; it's in my pocket, and the 10% of the time that I don't have the call in my mouth ready, it's like stuck in a little clip in my hat. And so I decided to go for the call, and she was like, no.
Out of here.
And just vacated the universe. So,
They do have a tendency to evaporate into thin air in
It's
that
crazy.
situation.
and so one of the guys that I took, Travis, he shot one on like the afternoon of day 5, and on the morning of day 6 we go up public land problems. We go up to this it's like a bunch of 6 finger ridges. So we go to like the furthest one from where our camp is, and I set up on this little sort of choke point where there's a giant fresh trail, just thinking maybe they'll come by and I'll get a shot. And sure enough, I mean, I start hearing the bulls screaming, and you can hear them. There's like a herd of elk coming toward me. And then way off in the distance, in the far other direction, I start hearing dogs barking.
Ugh.
And then the dogs get a little closer, and a little closer, and a little closer. And all of a sudden, the bull stops screaming. And then I hear the bull farther away. And the dogs get closer, and the long story short is there was some dudes out there bear hunting with dogs. maybe they were lion hunting. I don't know. But the dogs spooked off the elk. So I actually got up and went after them and chased them to the next ridge and down and got like I got like in the bedroom where I could smell them. So I'm probably like under 40 yards. And the bull screams. And then I hear this other bull bugle back behind me. And the one that I'm next to pushes all the cows out.
Yeah.
And so I chase him down a ridge, back up, and I get within smelling distance again, and the bull bugles again, and then I hear this bull way back behind me again screaming, and then he pushes off. The long story short is this happened like 4 times over 6 or 7 miles
Wow.
from where I started, and just going up and down these ridges. And I got within shooting range again of them, but I couldn't see them. And the wind the wind just kind of like swirling a little bit. So I didn't want to get too close. And the bull bugles again. And then I hear way up on top of this ridge that I just came off of this bugle. And I realize it's one of the guys that I'm hunting with. He's hearing the bull scream, and then he's screaming, and we're not at the point in the season yet where the bull is like, fuck you,
Yeah.
I'm coming to get you. He's at the point where he's like, I don't want to deal with this. Let's all get out of here.
Let's ride,
so,
bitches.
Over the entire morning and into the early afternoon, I'm chasing these elk and catching up with them. And then my buddy Chris is bugling at the bull and pushing them farther away from me.
So he had a bull tag and you had a cow tag, huh?
No, he was just bugling.
Oh.
He was just pumped about bugling.
I feel like that's some Abe shit right there.
Yeah.
Just like
So,
one of us
it
would be
was,
trying to hunt, and he's just off like practicing his calls, just having fun.
No, just la-da-da.
So did you have either sex tag or?
Long story short, yeah, I had a spike cow tag. So
Okay.
where I've gone the last 3 years in Utah is a limited entry bull unit that takes like 20 years to pull the bull tag for if you're a non-resident. And
There's one bugling close by right now.
I think there's
there's an offspring looking at
I was
me.
going to say, you've got one in your...
To the door.
Look at me, Daddy.
That sounds like Abe's there right now.
Yeah.
Those are the noises
Pay
that Abe
attention to
makes
me.
when we do shit.
Uh,
No, that's not the noise we just heard.
oh.
Yeah, so I got a cow spike tag in this unit, and it's like, I was telling some guys on a call the other day that I don't think that I will ever go anywhere that's over the counter for a bull tag because of some of the horror stories I've heard about like Colorado or some of these other places with just being like stacked on top of people. Because I don't really care about the antlers. At some point I would like to shoot a bull
Yeah.
somewhere, but really I just want to shoot an elk and eat.
Sure.
And 2 years ago when I was by myself, I was out there for a week and did not see another human being for a full 7 days. So, I mean, it's like, and I'm in these elk that are unpressured, so they're all acting normal, and the bulls are screaming, and the cows are running around. So,
And
it's a pretty amazing place.
Yeah, bugling bulls is a lot of fun to hear and be around.
Yeah.
So I have only heard. I just, I normally go to a bar when I elk hunt.
Did you hear that story, Joel?
Well, I've heard it. I haven't heard the full story, but I've heard it referenced on the podcast.
Yeah.
Abe is basically kind of a garbage human, and went to Colorado to get drunk with his brother. And
Okay.
I don't think you hunted at all.
We spent 4 days on the mountain.
Doing
and
what?
then came off.
Farting
Hunting.
and laughing.
No, hunting.
You stayed 3 nights?
We were there 3 nights, 4 days. Okay? Okay.
I don't know.
We,
How many days were you out of town? Out of Texas?
week and a half. Well, part of that was by design because we were acclimating to being at 11,000 feet, 12,000
Acclimating
feet.
and drinking all the whiskey.
Didn't even drink until after we came off the mountain. One time.
One time.
Did not drink
So you
one
hunted
time.
2 days.
I didn't hunt 2 days.
Because it's a day to get up, day to get down.
We hunted up the mountain.
I hunted walking into the farm. I mean,
Technically, you did. So no, we got up top, and like I said, it was a technical problem with my boots. They couldn't handle the snow and the ice.
Like your feet were soggy?
Wet, soaking wet every day.
that sucks.
Oh, it's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no good.
So I gutted through that for 2 days, and finally was like, I'm kind of done here.
His teeth were made of wool. Did you get the wool socks?
I had wool socks, so it actually was fine as long as I kept moving. But when I would stop moving, it's just like,
miserable.
okay, all right, this sucks. And so I basically had 3 pairs of socks. I had
Like you had 3 pairs of socks on?
No, I had
No,
3
good,
pairs
dude.
of socks. I had one. It was camp sleep socks. I had 2 pairs of socks to change in and out of every day, and so I would get back from camp and spend the entire night drying my boots, drying my
Calm
socks.
down, buddy. You're getting a little amped right now talking
Yeah.
about it, man. You just
Yeah.
relax.
Well,
We're all
Joel
buddies.
wanted. I'm trying to talk to my friend Joel here. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
but
sorry,
you don't got-
Austin's friend Joel here.
Yeah, just be calm,
gosh.
though, dude.
So
You're gonna freak this guy out. He's not gonna be your friend.
Joel knows me.
He
Quite
barely,
well
He barely
that
wants
I'm
to be
a
Austin's
mutant.
friend.
I don't know. I think he
He just tells him to come down, like being courteous, but he doesn't really mean it.
Man, I hope they have something going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah, the Stormwater
Take
Creek
him.
crew.
Take him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the last time I went with Joel and Austin to go hunt, they were just basically like, if
my
he dies,
God.
he dies.
I heard this story
It
about
kind of got that way.
chubby
was-
boy.
I mean,
And it's weird because I am fucking fatter than you.
let me tell you
for
right
sure.
now, there's no doubt if you were on that hunt, you would have been in lockstep with me going, fuck that. Y'all go ahead.
No, I remember even Cooper, when we went to
Okay,
Cooper and we
okay.
walked in, and we're like pausing.
That was nothing.
Tell
but I'm
him.
just saying.
That was a casual
conditions. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, you all right? Here, let me take
has
this
asthma.
from you. That's no excuse.
Oh,
Be a
okay.
man.
Yeah. You're right. My bad.
Be
My
a
bad.
man.
My
You have
bad.
good insurance. Get a lung swap.
I don't think that's how it works.
Dude, I've been a smoker since I'm 13, and I'm 33.
Since I'm 13.
What the fuck? I've been smoking for 20
Since
years.
my grade 3.
I want to smoke a cigarette in this house right now, but
Dude, do
Austin's
it. Be a man.
Austin's a goddamn communist.
Exactly.
Because I don't want you to.
We've taken plenty of people on that hunt, and some of them for their first duck hunt ever,
Oh, God.
and they never. It's like they never come again.
Yeah. That
Oh,
was,
yeah, I get that.
We'll
It's
do it.
it's a
Like,
hell
do,
of a-
you, do you want to be a duck hunter?
Oh, yeah, that's a. Here's how this goes.
This we talk about this. People want to talk a lot about
Man, I think I want a duck hunt. No, you don't.
until it's time to duck hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I always just ask when somebody's like, "Oh, I like duck hunting," or "I'd like to do that." I'm like, "Do you like being wet and do you like being cold?"
I always
No.
say it's
How do you feel
stupid.
about muddy?
It's
Yeah.
dumb. Don't do
Just
it.
being, you're gonna everything from September until February is gonna be muddy and a mess. Are you cool with that? No. Oh well, then don't do it.
Yeah, I had a friend start texting me one day. They want to buy a boat. I was like, what do you want to buy a boat for? I found this boat, and I don't know if it's a good price. Okay, what do you want to buy a boat for? I don't know, maybe duck hunting. I said, nah.
Maybe duck hunting.
I said, here's the deal.
But Abe bought a boat anyways.
This isn't Abe. Abe duck hunted more than we did last year,
It's true. I'm
which
proud
meant
of you.
him and Jordan
Dude, that's
wandered
his
around
man.
on their waders, I should say.
Or when you had to paddle back.
Oh my
But-
god, we paddled out there and back.
Yeah, this person
That was
Fuck
willful.
That. You
This
call
person-
that shit real quick.
is not a duck hunter, like whatsoever. There was, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But I was like, you don't trust me. Don't buy a boat. You don't want to be a duck hunter. If you want to buy a boat to crappie fish, get after it. That's the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy it planning a duck hunt, because you don't trust me. You don't like 2 a.m.
Even me, I like duck hunting, and I like fixed up the boat to try to take it out, and I'm not into it. I don't like
Just because you were dumb.
it. But still, you
you
know,
got
I'm not into
PTSD.
it. I'll try to run your boat. I just want. I'm a big dude. I want a big boat.
Get a big boat.
That's
I get a pontoon boat. I said I get the pontoon boat. He gets the
Let's
Prodigy,
do it.
and then we can go. We can do backflips off of it.
He ain't getting a project. He's getting a skiff, since he's divorcing us.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna move down to the coast.
Because he went to his buddy's house.
Did he?
Anywho,
so jealous.
Yeah, Abe's
Joel.
Abe's gonna move down to the coast,
Yeah.
so you
We're
guys
thinking-
can actually
yeah.
become friends now if Austin's
Yeah.
okay with it.
I'm just divorcing this group, and I'm going to join your group.
You get to
and-
deal with him now. He's your
Yeah,
problem.
he's your problem. now.
Godspeed.
We recommend. Here's a list of things not to do.
Do not feed him after midnight. Do not feed him after midnight.
Do not let him get wet. Yeah.
I'm talking about this boy gets wet all the time.
Yeah, we're looking to make a move down to Galveston, I think. So.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll be down there, and then if I can successfully harvest my own liver, maybe my spleen as well, I'm gonna try to buy Sabine scuff.
Wait.
So, we'll see.
It's not any more than a prodigy.
I know, but that
Here's
was
the
for
deal.
a used one.
As we've said it for a while now, quit ordering fucking takeout for a year.
They spend the same on their mortgage as they do takeout.
I believe it.
Look at him. Look at him thinking about it now because we're not wrong.
We just had to do our bills. It's not as much as our mortgage, but
holy fuck, dude.
Exactly.
yeah,
I know you
it's
do.
a problem. It's a problem.
The fact that you had to think about the last thing you cooked tells the tale.
I cooked macaroni and cheese at my house today.
Oh my god. If you even did that,
See,
fuck
Joel?
that. No.
See,
if
this
you
is
even
a-
did that, if you did
This
boxed
has become
macaroni
your
and
problem
cheese,
once he moves down there.
if he did boxed macaroni and cheese for a month, and that was the only thing you ate,
my
one, that'd be
gosh.
terrible for your health. But two, you would save a shit ton of money.
I know.
Thousands.
Butter, milk,
Literally.
box of cheese.
No.
and
Shells
yes.
and cheese, nothing else.
Boom.
Yeah,
roasted.
pair of scissors, open the foil pack,
Or
squeeze
just
it in
eat
there.
pizza
done.
rolls for a fucking month, dude. Go to Costco and buy all the
Chasing
pizza rolls
pizza
they have.
rolls.
We'll take a before and after picture of you. We'll check your blood
It'll
pressure
be like
before
what's
and
that?
after.
What was that movie?
Supersize
Yeah,
Me?
Supersize Me. I think that's a great idea.
You like challenges, dude.
30 days of pizza rolls.
I bet you could do it.
Like all I can eat is pizza rolls and macaroni and
No,
cheese.
I bet you get tired of pizza rolls after like 4 days. And you're going to try to
100%.
order a cheeseburger.
Maybe some fish sticks.
Yes.
Dude,
Van
fuck yes.
de Camp.
Yeah, Vandicamps.
That's the fucking
some
jam.
tartar
dude.
sauce.
Fish sticks.
Some ketchup, dude.
Layer your
Ketchup
macaroni
stick.
and cheese with some fish sticks.
Yeah, make like one of those like Whataburger breakfast burgers.
Make pizza rolls
with
for your
fish
amuse
sticks.
bouche.
Yes, exactly.
Fish sticks for the appetizer.
Like what happens? Like I'd like to see like how creative could you get if all you had to cook for an entire month was pizza rolls? Like would you start opening them
pizza
up?
rolls and ranch. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Yeah,
how can you be
there's nothing
creative?
else
That's
to
the
do.
only thing you can cook.
But you could like pull them out and I don't know, make one like big pizza roll calzone maybe or something. I
That's-
don't know.
That's a calzone. And that's not.
Yeah,
See,
then it's not a pizza roll.
yeah.
Now
But
you got a
you've
calzone.
taken a pizza roll and dissected it to make the calzone.
I know you don't understand how kitchens work because you don't use one, but that's not at all how it works.
He's got like paste out and staples and stapling the pizza rolls with each other,
Yeah.
like quilting them together.
we put liquid paper on a bee.
And it died.
It died.
Jesus
wrap them in
Christ.
bacon.
He always talks about wanting a big boat. And I know we've been bagging on you, so we'll stop.
It's fine.
But you always talk about wanting a big, nice new boat, then you spend $2,000 on takeout.
For real, dude.
Yeah.
Uber Eats has
not-
ruined your life.
It has. You could. I mean,
feel
a
like
boat. You could make a
there's-
$200 a month boat
there's-
payment with no problem by
Bro.
skipping by skipping the weekend of Uber Eats.
I get it. I get it.
But so that tells me you don't actually want a boat.
So
that
here's the
bad.
deal, Joel. I'm really glad you were on the podcast today. This is actually an intervention on Abe's fucking addiction to Uber Eats and DoorDash and any other app that delivers food to your house.
No, I don't
I'm
like
still. I'll tell
DoorDash.
this story forever. I went to his house to podcast, and when I exit the highway to go to his house, there's a Jack in the Box, and I'm like, "Fuck, hey, dude." I called him. You want anything from Jack in the Box? I'm gonna stop at this spot real quick. No, I'm good. We'll figure out food when you get here. Pull up to the house. 10, 15 minutes later. So what do you want to eat for dinner? I was like, well, I was going to stop at Jack in the Box. Cool, I'll order us some. Then he DoorDashes Jack in the Box. And I just passed there.
Real sorry that I like to give back to the people of my
That's
community
not true at all.
who are trying to find work in these desperate times. Okay? Some of us care about our fellow man.
This right here
Okay.
is a chancla.
Yeah, well,
I will chancla your ass.
exactly. That's what happens. You can go ahead and martyr me.
Martyr me.
Yeah.
Anywho.
You can mortar me.
They'll call me Saint Bullman.
Anywho.
Look, as soon as we moved to Galveston, the fucking stock of Uber plummeting. Plummeting.
No, it shifts.
No, it doesn't, because guess what? No Uber Eats there. I
He
mean, there
tried
is,
this week. Look, he's
but
like,
there
"You're
You
is-
right."
research this?
we
You haven't picked a house to live in, and you know the Uber Eats status of a
we
city.
don't want. That's why we're like happy that it's
That's
there,
why
'cause
we're
it's like,
thinking we're not
no,
sure that we
Uber
want to
Eats.
move because Uber Eats is in town there.
There's no chance that makes you start cooking.
Oh, it will.
That means you decide.
Where in Galveston are you trying to trying to live?
Tiki Island.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're thinking about
Well, I
moving.
can guarantee you. Well, this is intervention. I won't tell you the truth.
No, I mean obviously there's Uber Eats there, but you know.
No, this man needs some truth in his
But
life,
the
Joel.
big deal is too is there's an
And there's
HEB
good
down there.
fishing in Tiki Island.
Yeah,
Good fishing in Tiki Island.
And you know what?
super excited
Fish
about
can
that.
be good for you, man. Fish are
I
our
won't
friends.
eat it. He's gonna save it like trophies.
Yes, exactly.
Like fill a freezer up and be like, "Look, guys, I
He's
have
gonna
a freezer."
send us a picture. Look, freezer's full, man.
God.
He brought me elk finally the other day.
I've eaten more of your elk than you have.
That's not true. I've eaten a ton of that.
No,
elk.
you threw a bunch away because it defrosted.
That's
not your fault.
Not true.
Because you told me that's most of it went.
That's what I said about my
Oh,
whitetail.
here we go. Now he's making up
My
shit.
elk all went into my new freezer, which did not die.
All right.
So I have either done one of
Wait,
two
you
things
only
with
gave
that
me
elk.
like 1 pound. What the fuck?
Well, have you? Do you think you deserve more than 1 pound?
Fucking ain't right. I'll eat it. How long has it been in your freezer?
2 years.
You're so mean to me.
What are you talking about? I'm the nicest one to you out of everyone.
Actually, that's Jordan.
It is.
Jordan's nice to all of us, but we can't really be mean to Jordan because he's just so nice.
Of course, I asked for it. You were born into it, and you fucking goblin.
Goddamn goblin. Oh my god.
I take care of so much stuff for you people. All your fixing and your tinkering.
He didn't sign up for this. Joel didn't sign
Yeah.
up for this shit.
He didn't.
Neither
I'm
did
sorry,
the
dude.
listeners did not sign up for
No.
this.
I'm sorry
But
about
that's-
your friend and his friend.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
shift back.
This is why I want to move back, and I want to move down to Houston and be your friend, Joel.
There's the truth.
Okay.
Exactly. Because Joel seems, I bet Joel's going to be nice to me.
For a week.
Until he gets to really know
Exactly.
you. Like us.
And then all of a sudden, Austin's getting a phone call. Come get your fucking drunk friend.
Yo, Zan, get your boy.
Get your saying. Which is problem. Look at me with
Okay.
this little smile.
Steezing.
So
Well, you know this dude for
there was
like
your elk
maybe a
hunt,
year.
then there was fishing and duck season. Did you do any whitetail hunting?
No. Well, so I went. My buddy Chris Smith that I took elk hunting. He invited me to go to his family's like deer camp in Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
So we went up there, and I. Long story short is I passed on a deer on Friday night that I would have shot on Sunday. You know.
Yep.
And I was sort of thinking that I was going to just focus on if there's a deer out there that's bigger than the biggest
like-
buck that I've killed in Texas.
Sounds like
then
someone's trying to
that'll
break
be
in
the one
there
that
and
I
get
shoot.
you.
Yeah, just banging on the
Yeah.
Like I said, it sounds like
banging
Abe's
on the
there.
office door.
Free me.
So I passed on this pretty nice deer on Friday night, and then the next morning I sat in the same stand, just like big open stand, and I saw that deer again and passed again, and then Chris was on like the other end of the property, and he saw a giant. I mean, like maybe 22, 24 inches wide, just stout 8-point. And so I spent the rest of the weekend hoping that guy would come back to that stand, because he had already punched his 2 buck tags. So he was like, come over here and maybe he'll come back, and he didn't. So
Wow.
I settled for a, probably 175-pound hog,
Eh.
That'll do.
which has been delicious so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you get the hog book?
I have not gotten that yet.
You should.
So yeah, I should.
Have you cooked anything from out of that yet?
Not really. Not
I haven't either. I need to. But we also need to go shoot some pigs.
Yeah, we hadn't done that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joel. What were you saying? You need to get that.
You were saying you
I need to
haven't
get
gotten
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have his other? What's the other book
A
called?
Field?
I feel, yeah.
I don't have any of his books.
Feels good.
Jesse's good people's.
Yeah. But hog book is awesome. I mean, the first night I got it, I read through it. The first half, 3/4 is just talking about pigs, pig hunting, butchering, ideas behind it, and then the second part is recipes. And I sat down and read the thing up until recipes, and it's just awesome. Some of the butchering techniques and the coolest part I think is what to do with different size hogs in it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can be like, oh,
It's-
big pigs. Like here's a section on what to do with big pigs or small pigs. It's pretty cool in that aspect because as you well know, a lot of people would say 175 pound pig, you can't eat that. Like, well,
Yeah.
that makes at least
That
two.
drives
That
me
makes
crazy.
Me too.
That's like contempt prior to investigation is what that is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just heard somebody else say that, and now
Oh.
you're parroting it.
And you don't
without
want to mess
ever
with
having
something
cooked
big.
a
Yeah.
175-pound pig.
And
It's pretty comprehensive.
and
Like they break it down pretty well.
very well.
I just like he said, when I first got it that first night, I just kind of started to like thumb through the book and just like, oh my God, like I thought this was just gonna be like a cookbook, and it was like, holy shit, no, like he breaks it down like, hey, if you've got this size pig, here's what you do, here's what you can do with it. And yeah, I mean, just, there's a bunch of shit I've got just kind of flagged in there, and I haven't done anything with it. We need to.
it's pig season now.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and like we were saying, you used to hear so many people, oh, you can't eat those. And my first question is, so you've hunted them? Well, no, that's just
Yeah.
that's what I've
Yeah.
been told. Like, there it is. Gotcha.
My grandpappy, he
You
did it
can't
all
eat
the
the
time.
big ones. You can't eat the big
And then
ones.
so
Just
people on
useless.
our list few them still, you don't eat that big one. Biggest one I ever shot out there was right shy of 200.
Like, oh, was it
And that thing ate perfectly fine.
Was it
delicious.
Dan or Mo, whoever? I made whenever we last went out there with Sean, and I made those pulled pork tacos, and I think it was one of them was like, "Oh wow, this is pig." I was like, "Yeah," like
Yeah.
it's like probably 2-year-old pig that's been in the freezer. Like I got a bunch, like it, and yeah, you just throw it in the crock pot. This is like the easy recipe to do with it. Like it can taste good.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that thing. It smelled horrible.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, not just the outside of him was
Sure.
like.
Yeah, he was just dirty.
Yeah, he was a dirty little fuck.
It sounds like Abe.
Or a dirty big
Or
fuck.
Jordan.
But you put that meat in the cooker.
All good.
What's
Yeah.
your like kind of go to dish when it comes to cooking pig? Like, what's your easy like go to dish?
I cook almost everything on my Traeger, so I will just
Nice.
cook it till it falls apart,
Sure.
just low and slow.
I haven't
And then-
smoked any wild pig. Is there enough intermuscular fat to keep it pretty moist? Have you had good success? Or did you brine it? Or
So no, I'm just like taking it, put whatever like rub on it,
Sure.
and then put it on the Traeger and spritz it here and
Mm-hmm.
there. But I mean, for the most part, it's like low temperature for a few hours,
Yep. Oh yeah.
super tender.
But not too dry. You've had good luck.
Oh yeah,
All
super
right.
juicy.
We'll give that a go this summer.
We should, yeah.
I'm good with that.
I've
We
got-
have, like Jared was saying, we have a tendency to crock pot them.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Chuck it in there, run all day, and get home, and you got nice little tacos.
Well, I'll do yeah. The
Yeah,
back.
I
Like,
need to do that more. I don't do that near as much as I should.
I'll have Austin. I mean, I'm not even shy about this recipe, but I'll typically do it with backstrap. But you just throw it in the crock pot. Maybe a couple packets of seasoning, depending on like
Just
the
basic
poundage,
taco seasoning.
and
you
then
buy.
1 jar of like paste pecani sauce.
Yep.
Throw it in there, and I mean, if I'm in a hurry, I'll put it on high and leave it in there for like 4 hours. But put it on low for like 6 to 8 hours. I'll typically do it overnight. The next morning, everything just falls apart. Mix it all up real good. Throw that on some tortilla with a
Done.
little bit of cheese and some
Delicious.
air
I'm gonna do that this week.
Do it just like that.
Yeah.
I've tried to do it harder ways.
Did you try the other seasoning I was telling you about, that Andrew Zimmern stuff?
No, I didn't have it.
So normally you just use taco, like you can use regular taco seasoning.
Old
but,
El Paso or whatever.
but I
yeah.
found this new. It's just called Mexican seasoning. Like it's Andrew Zimmern, and I got it at the local Walmart. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Must be.
I used that instead, and then I got like, what is it? It's like mild, medium, and hot for the paste. And I think I did medium this
I
time.
always do medium.
And I just thought the flavor was better on, and I liked it better than normal taco seasoning.
I like using the medium better too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but all those tomatoes and all that juice in that paste
keeps everything
moist,
yeah.
and it cooks down and kind of thickens up a little bit toward the end. And if when you get home, take that lid off or whatever, stir it up some, and I'll kind of leave the lid off and let it cool a little bit.
Sure.
And it thickens up a little more, and it's just so straightforward. Jared did it. I'm like, he brought him over the first time. Like, all right, this is the recipe. He's like, dude.
Yeah.
Super easy.
I didn't tell him
I'll
at
never
first.
overthink it again because I would always like try to make like quote real tacos and overthink it.
No,
nah, man, it's straight. Throw them in the crock pot,
dude, and it's
seasoning
that's
paste,
a good,
walk away.
It's a good recipe for anything. I
and
mean,
it reheats perfectly.
Totally.
It's the jam.
We've had it at the lease. I mean, we probably could make some tacos and like cook them, have them for breakfast the next day at the lease or something. Anything, dude.
Just shredded meat. Throw on some eggs, whatever. It's the way to go, man.
Agreed.
You could
I have a shoulder I'm gonna thaw tonight.
thaw that thing, chuck it in the crock pot.
Yeah.
I like to use the liners too because I don't like to clean up.
Yeah, liners are good.
Genius.
What?
Liners are genius.
I don't know. I couldn't hear you because you didn't speak into the microphone.
Oh, well, sorry, I didn't want to touch it.
Don't.
And we're back to this. What do you got? What do you?
You're a microphone.
You are that.
You are the one that is that.
What are you? Anything cool on the calendar for next year? You gonna enter any draws? Any luck?
Yeah. So Chris and I applied for New Mexico yesterday for elk. So that's when that doesn't get drawn.
Yep.
We'll probably go back to Utah. And then, I mean, past that, I'm not really sure because baby number 2 is due July 8th.
That's right. Yep.
Nice.
And so
Mazel tov.
this season is going to be pretty severely restricted
Yeah.
unless there are grandparents around helping take care of both of the children.
Sure.
It's really easy to get grandparents to take care of the one kid.
Two, on the other hand.
Like super cute and a lot of fun to hang out with, but as soon as you add a second one to the equation, I suspect that
Nah, man, we're booked.
Yeah.
I expect the excitement is going to dwindle. So
Yeah.
I've got a work function that
Yeah,
day.
I've got a.
yeah,
You're retired.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry, I've got to take this work phone
Yeah.
call
Got a
now.
Kiwanis
I gotta
Club.
go. I think I left the
Meeting.
vacuum on.
Yeah. A good Kiwanis Club meeting that you have to attend.
Well, that's cool.
So past, like I've lined out a week of childcare for the elk trip,
Sure.
and past that, we'll just see what happens.
So when
But there will definitely be some duck hunting.
Yeah.
Not as much as the past couple of years, but
when's
certainly
the baby
get
due?
out of
July.
In July.
July.
Okay, so we have to make sure we plan fishing before July.
Oh yeah.
And
Listen,
there's a
good
that.
possibility. There's a good possibility that aside from some dates where I'm going to be out of town doing this or that, I will fish every weekend until then.
Okay.
I like it.
That the weather allows.
I think
So,
May.
I got to check with Austin to see if it's cool if we come hang out with you.
Yeah.
But I'm down.
Could
No,
you-
Abe's
you-
the new guy.
Oh yeah.
Not yet. I'm not down there yet.
Yeah, you might
He's
as well
still
be there
your
first.
possession right
I know
now.
the Uber Eats thing's a big hang up right now. I get it.
Exactly. Once we get that
but
sorted
we can
out.
definitely before the spring is over and it gets like miserable, we could definitely do, if y'all can swing it, we could do like a Friday night fish.
Okay.
And then, mess around and do a Sunday morning, like go out in the marsh and
Okay.
Let's see what's
see
popping
if we,
with that.
see if we
See
can't
if we
push
find a
all
weekend.
some
Yeah,
redfish.
that'd be tight. Yeah, we tried. I think it was my birthday. It's about it's a year and a half ago or so. We went down to Rockport and went fishing with some buddies and they caught some fish and it's our first time and didn't really know what we were doing too well, but we were trying.
And the wind picked up and it was a whip.
Yeah, and then Abe and Jordan went down, and it's kind of a pattern here. They went down and fished for like a little bit, and then went to a bar and got day drunk.
It happens.
I think
That was
looking
also
at
a
the
windy
calendar,
day.
I think we should rough in that first weekend in May, 6th, 7th, 8th. Mother's Day weekend.
You want Joel
Oh, yeah.
And
He said he's
Jared-
fishing every weekend.
to.
Yeah,
Does he have a
probably
kid?
won't be able to swing. Probably won't be able to swing 2 fishes on Mother's Day weekend, especially
okay.
Sunday morning.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Pull your head out of your ass.
What are you doing?
I'm going by what was actually said. Can it be changed? Yes. You two need to settle down.
That's awful.
I'll
Rich
tell
coming
him to
from Mrs.
uninvite you.
Doubtfire. Okay, there it is. There it is. You heard it.
That's my friend.
You
Leave
heard
him
it.
alone.
You heard it. You heard
You
it.
people
folks.
started this. All right,
What do you mean, you
figure,
people?
We'll figure it out.
I'm thinking May. Maybe the second weekend in May.
I'll tell you the game changer on actually catching some good fish was, like I said, it was big, like learning to understand like lure selection based on the time of year, and then matching the weight with where I was fishing. Because like I'd be fishing in a 4-foot creek, throwing like a 16th ounce hook, wondering why there's no fish hitting the line, and it's because they never saw it.
Yeah.
It's like this weekend, it was a little windy. Plus, I was fishing in this sort of marsh creek that was, in some places 4, 5, 6 feet deep, with a bunch of oyster bars sort of running throughout it. I put that 3/16 ounce jig head on there, and a little 3.5 inch paddle tail, and I mean it's like every other cast, just smashing it. Slot reds.
Huh. Well, we'll have to,
including my, I don't know, y'all saw that picture, like my personal best redfish, like 29.5 inch just hog.
So cool.
Wow.
So.
And you said what was that program? You said Salt Strong. Is that just like a program you can go to the website, Google it, and find information?
Yeah, you can go to saltstrong.com. It's like a fishing club deal, so there's like an annual fee, which I think is $100.
Okay.
And I mean, I found this promotion they were doing where you got like 100 lures, like 100 soft plastics, and so it was like $60 worth of soft plastics, and it was like
$40 for some learning.
I mean, it's been like, it's night and day changed my ability to be successful at catching fish anytime, no matter what the conditions are. It's like Saturday, I'm fishing this tournament, and this cold front comes through, and it's supposed to be just absolute dog shit fishing because it's super windy. They're supposed to be full from eating, pre-front, and I mean, I hammer them.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. So once we get something on the calendar, we'll bend your ear about what we need to go get.
Oh yeah, we'll talk all through, like,
for sure,
lures and hooks and jigs and whatever.
Totally.
Nice. I'm excited.
I want to catch redfish.
Me too.
We ate redfish.
That's what I'm super excited about.
It was good. Chorizo butter, man.
That's the jam.
Do you know that trick, Joel?
No.
So, soften you up some butter. Get you some good chorizo. If you can get chorizo San Manuel from down McAllen area, that's the jam. Put it in food processor, blend it all up so it's like a chorizo compound butter.
Okay.
Throw your redfish in the half shell on your Traeger and cook them 15 minutes, and then re-chill that butter, re-solidify it, right? Roll it up in a tube, kind of, in plastic wrap, cellophane, whatever. Re-chill it, cut you off some chunks, and set it on top of that redfish so it kind of melts into it as it finishes cooking. That's the ticket.
Wow.
Delicious.
I've never caught one, but I've cooked some of it, a good amount of it. I have nice friends.
Dude, I'm a simple man. I like my favorite way to eat redfish is just take it off the skin, cube it up, and then put some butter in a hot skillet. And I will I have this white fish rub. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's kind of a taco seasoning rub. And so I will just douse it in that and mash it up, and then throw all those cubes into the skillet with the butter, and just let it, just flip it around until it's cooked through, and it's just like flaky and falls apart. And oh my God. Put that on some Spanish rice,
or a tortilla with some coleslaw. Mm-hmm.
That's what we did the other night.
I was gonna say, I thought I saw pictures of this.
Basically mashed them all up and made tacos.
There you go. That sounds delicious. Kind of like a stir fry. I
love tacos.
Yeah,
so much.
Tacos are delicious.
They're so good.
Tacos are good.
Tacos are life.
We need to have chili cheese dog tacos.
I think we're done here.
What's this guy's deal?
Yeah.
Talking about now, you're thinking about it. You're like, fuck, that does sound good.
I gotta go make some tacos.
If you like
Chunks
rolled them
of
up and
hot
fried them a little bit.
You've got to.
Like a burrito chili cheese hot dog taco.
Look at him. See, now he's getting interested. Oh, fuck me. I'm stupid, huh? I got good ideas. I always got good ideas about food. I'm fat. I tell him good shit all the time. And he's like, man, that's not a bad idea.
Well, calm
and now
down,
Joel's here, and he's like, fucking chili cheese
I'm too good
tacos?
for
That's
that.
stupid.
Anywho, Joel, you've got to go thaw a pig leg so you can crock pot it.
I do.
Joel, where can
I'm gonna
somebody
post it and tag y'all.
There you go.
Yeah, please do. Where can somebody follow you for this awesome content of fishing that you've got going on? I'm a huge fan of seeing every time I see your story pop up or a new post pop up. I'm definitely tuning in.
Yeah, it's like it's like 60% outdoor stuff and 40% my kid because she's super cute. But Foundation Outdoors is my Instagram, foundation.outdoors. And I have a YouTube, but I don't ever put anything on it.
Go follow Joel. He's got his content's probably a little more exciting than ours.
Because he actually catches and kills
he
things.
goes and does shit.
We take pictures of sunsets.
Yeah, we're the sunset guys.
which is by far one of the
beautiful sun up this morning.
Yeah.
Hashtag public land.
Stormwater Creek summed up is Step Brothers quotes, farting, and memes.
Yep. That meme of people who take pictures of sunsets can't
Fact.
catch fish is by far the one of the most like activity-driven posts we've had
Dude,
in a
that
long
shit
time.
cuts to the core, man.
Yeah.
That
I
hurt,
get it.
That hurt my heart.
That definitely triggered some folks.
Yeah, I get it.
It's good.
But the sun looks really cool.
Yeah, the sun did look cool.
Hey,
As I was
it
throwing
happens.
things into the water and reeling it back in with nothing on the other end.
The A. Bullman story.
Yeah, throwing that Bowman rig.
Bowman rig.
Knot it as hard as you can and then throw it out and drag it back through the water. It'll cause commotion and they'll be attracted to the
The
commotion.
vibration of the water.
To the vibration of the water.
He had this bird's nest of a knot 3 foot up his line from whatever he was fishing that day.
In
I was
fairness,
like, he was like, it's fine. I don't think it
Just
is.
keep throwing it over and over.
He just doesn't care. Like,
in fairness, the Bowman rig was formed because I was fishing under a bobber at night and a minnow, and the current like got it all tangled up with itself, and then
This story
And
is
then-
not coherent at all.
and then it just
that one time, if you really tried,
Yeah,
you wanted
it just-
to, but you really.
and then it just
then
knotted
you-
up, and I
and
just
then
kind
you-
of kept it because it stayed there, and I caught a fish or two on it, and then you laughed at me, but I did catch a fish on the
You
Bowman
did.
rig.
You did.
And then it broke off. And it just walked right out of my life. It's the way it is.
All right.
Joel,
You ever had a dream that you could do so
That's Abe telling a story.
you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was A. Bullman as a child. Cue Braley.
Joel, thank you again.
yeah, for sure, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Abe, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.